In the bustling city of New York, there lived a man named Brian, a successful businessman whose wealth was the talk of the town. He had everything money could buy: a luxurious penthouse overlooking Central Park, a fleet of expensive cars, and an impressive art collection. Yet, despite his opulent lifestyle, Brian felt a void within him. He was always restless, plagued by an incessant chatter in his mind that no amount of luxury could silence. One day, while sipping his morning coffee at his favorite cafe, Brian noticed an elderly man sitting quietly at a nearby table. This man, William, was a stark contrast to the hurried pace of the city around him. He wore simple clothes, his face etched with the lines of age, but there was an unmistakable aura of peace about him. William's calm demeanor intrigued Brian, who couldn't help but wonder what made this old man so serene in a world filled with noise and chaos. Days turned into weeks, and Brian's curiosity grew. He began observing William more closely, noticing how he moved through life with a quiet grace. William would sit in the park for hours, simply watching the world go by, a gentle smile playing on his lips. He rarely spoke, and when he did, his words were measured and thoughtful. Brian felt an inexplicable pull towards William, sensing that the old man held a secret to the peace he so desperately sought. One afternoon, unable to contain his curiosity any longer, Brian approached William in the park. "Excuse me," he began, "I've been watching you for some time now, and I can't help but notice how peaceful you seem. How do you manage to stay so calm in a city that never sleeps?" William looked up at Brian with kind eyes and motioned for him to sit. "Young man," he said with a gentle laugh, "peace is not something you find outside yourself. It is within you, always. You just need to learn how to listen to the silence." Brian was puzzled. "Listen to the silence? What do you mean by that?" William smiled. "Our lives are filled with noise, both external and internal. We are constantly bombarded with information, opinions, and distractions. But true peace comes from silence, from quieting the mind and listening to the stillness within. Would you like to try an experiment with me?" Intrigued and eager to find the peace that eluded him, Brian agreed. William led him to a small, secluded garden he often visited, a hidden gem in the heart of the city. For the next week, William instructed, "I want you to practice silence. No talking unless absolutely necessary, no television, no radio, no social media. Spend time in nature, meditate, and simply be present with yourself." The first day of the experiment was excruciating for Brian. His mind raced with thoughts, worries, and the incessant urge to check his phone. But he persisted, determined to see the experiment through. As the days passed, he began to notice subtle changes. The constant chatter in his mind started to fade, replaced by a growing sense of clarity and calm. He found solace in the simple act of observing his breath, of feeling the ground beneath his feet as he walked, of listening to the rustle of leaves in the wind. By the end of the week, Brian felt a profound shift within him. The silence had allowed him to see the world with new eyes, to appreciate the beauty in the mundane. He realized that much of his restlessness stemmed from his constant need for validation, his habit of complaining about minor inconveniences, and his tendency to speak ill of others. The silence had shown him that these behaviors only added to the noise in his mind, robbing him of his peace. On the final day of the experiment, Brian returned to the garden to meet William. "I understand now," he said, his voice filled with newfound wisdom. "The silence has taught me more about myself than I could have imagined. I've realized how much energy I wasted on negativity and trivial matters. By embracing silence, I can focus on what truly matters in my life, be more present, and cultivate inner peace." William nodded, his eyes twinkling with approval. The Buddha once said, "Silence is an empty space. Space is the home of the awakened mind." In silence, we find our true selves, free from the distractions and noise that cloud our minds. Remember, the practice of silence is not just the absence of speech, but a state of mind. It is about being mindful, compassionate, and present in every moment. Brian left the garden that day with a heart full of gratitude. He made a vow to incorporate silence into his daily life, to use it as a tool for self-reflection and growth. He found that by reducing the noise, he could connect more deeply with his inner self, his goals, and the people around him. The power of silence had not only brought him peace, but had also given him a clearer path to a balanced and fulfilling life. But now, think about your life. Imagine a life where your mind is clear, your heart is calm, and your goals are within reach. Brian's story teaches us that true peace comes from within, found in the powerful practice of silence. Silence isn't just the absence of noise, it's a space where you can connect deeply with yourself, reflect on your actions, and focus on what truly matters. Embrace silence to eliminate the unnecessary chatter that clouds your mind. Use it to stop complaining, to refrain from speaking ill of others, and to channel your energy into your passions and dreams. In the stillness, you will find clarity and strength. Now, I challenge you. Start incorporating moments of silence into your daily routine. Meditate, take a walk in nature, or simply sit quietly and breathe. Watch how this simple practice transforms your life, bringing you peace, focus, and a renewed sense of purpose. Remember, the journey to a calm and fulfilling life begins with the power of silence. Let's embark on this journey together. Subscribe to the channel for more inspiring stories and practical tips on achieving a balanced, peaceful life. Thanks for watching, and be a better you.